What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. This is Oscar the Truck Guy, and today we're gonna go over some of my builds and well, not some of them, all of my builds and trucks that I've sold or kept, and just a little background of who I am and what I do. Just because I haven't been posting a lot, and I figured I'd drop an actual video instead of all the shorts that I've been posting. So first of all, let's get started with this cool shirt that I have. As you guys can see, Alamia Rides is my Instagram page. Me and my brother started it about 2 years ago, and that's where we post all of our rides, all of our like progress in our trucks and stuff like that. And if you guys want, give it a follow. It's just Alamia Rides on Instagram. I'll touch up on it now. So here's that logo for you guys. So the Alamia Rides logo, we started Alamia Rides in 2023, like early 2023. So it's almost been like 2 years. Since we started this, we've been using Alamia Rides to promote our truck page pretty much. This is where we post all of our truck builds, all of our progress, lowering, buying wheels, paint corrections, everything, mechanic stuff, engine swaps and stuff. And my brother actually came up with this logo, and he made it come to life. So it's on our shirts, on our lanyards. We got stickers for them. If you guys are interested, comment below, and we'll see if we can get some more shirts made. I know I've got a bunch of stickers around in my room, so if you want one, I could probably send it to you. But yeah, this is our logo. This is what we use to pretty much just advertise who we are. So let's get started with all the trucks that I've owned. So first one on the list is my 81 C10 Custom Deluxe. I got this when I was in high school. I believe I was a sophomore or junior. My dad bought it for me actually, and it used to be yellow. We did all the work on it. We sent it to get paint in Tucson, which is about an hour from me. This was before Squarebodies were like popular or anything, so I got it for really cheap. I think I paid $3,500 for it. Paint job was like another $1,000. Interior was like $500, and it's been my daily driver since. I know it was inline 6 when I first bought it. I got bored of it. I think my transmission started giving out, so I figured I'm just gonna drop a 350 and rebuild the transmission since it's all gonna be out of there. So I ended up doing that. I could post, I'm gonna post separate videos for each of the trucks with all the info I have, but for now it's just a quick overview of every truck that I've ever owned. So that's about it for the 81. It's still my daily driver. I still own it. That one's never gonna be for sale. That's my, I don't even know how to explain it. That's like my #1 truck. I'll never let go of it. Second on the list is a 86 C10 that me and my dad went to go buy because my dad wanted a truck for his own, and like I was obviously driving the 81, so he wanted one. We went to go pick up this 86 in Phoenix. We drove 3 hours for it. It looked like really solid. We drove it back, and it was brown, and we didn't really like that color, so we went to go do paint and body. And when we were doing the paint and body, it was exposed that it had a bunch of rust and stuff, which kind of like sucked, but whatever. We kept it for a while. We lowered it, put some 20-inch wheels on it, had the interior redone and everything. And after a while, the rust just, I didn't like the rust, and the paint started cracking and everything, so I just told my dad, let's sell it. So we ended up selling it, and honestly, I think we got a good deal for it. Like once we sold it, we got a good amount of money because the market still wasn't crazy, so we were able to get, I think we sold it for like 15 grand, and this was back in like 2020, before C10s were going crazy for what they are right now. But almost like the day after we sold this, we found a 77 Stepside local to us, and we went to go look at it literally the next day. Like they had just posted it an hour ago. I saw it. I told my dad. We went to go look at it and ended up buying it. And so we ended up fixing this one. We dropped a new engine in it because the engine had a bad head or whatever, so it was just cheaper for us to just drop a new engine in it. Brand new 350 crate engine. The paint was in beautiful condition. It was already painted when we bought it, and so we just did the interior up, and then we dropped it and put some 22s on it, some 22 US mags. It's still around to this day. My dad bought a bed cover for it. I pretty much built this truck on my own, but I always say that I built it for my dad because he drives it around, and he's known for driving the truck, but the builder doesn't get the credit nowadays. And so that leads me to my next one. I was in college at the time, and financial aid was like a thing, and they said use whatever you can, and whatever you don't use you get to pocket. So I was like, weird, okay, but whatever. So I ended up pocketing, I think, 1,500. And so I was like, okay, like 1,500, I gotta be smart with my money. So I was on Marketplace every morning looking for a good deal, something that I could flip. So I came across this 85 long bed. It was a two different colors, but it ran and drive, and it was a manual. It was a C20, but I honestly like learned how to drive manual on this truck because I didn't know how to drive. And I ended up doing some things to it. You know, I bought it for like 1,000 and I had 500 left. So I ended up using part of that 500 to just, I guess, do cosmetic things like the interior and stuff. And I didn't want to like pay big bucks to send it to a shop. So I just did this stuff in my backyard, made it look aesthetically like good to the point where I liked it. I posted it up for $5,000 and I ended up getting 4,500 for it. And I have a crazy story for this one, so stay tuned for the story on this one because it was crazy. But after I sold it, I had obviously $4,500 to play with, and I saw this 83 GMC for sale in Tucson. It had a big old dent on the driver's side bed, and I obviously needed to take it to a paint and body shop. But the good thing was that I got a deal on this one. It was, I believe, $3,000 when I bought it. So after I bought it for $3,000, I sent it out to paint and body, and the dude told me he charged me $1,000 again to get it done. So I took it to Mexico and I got it done for $1,000. So I had 500 left. The thing about this one is that it took about 2 years to get painted, and I mean, sure, it was cheap, but 2 years was crazy. And in those 2 years, I saw the truck market just go crazy. Trucks were selling for a lot of money, and I was getting a little bit impatient because I wanted to get in on some of that money. So I tried to rush the dude. He did a pretty good job on the paint, actually. The paint polished up really nice and everything. I had the interior done in Mexico and everything. And I still had like $200 to spare after I was finished with this one. So I ended up dropping it and putting some wheels on it. And as you guys can see in the picture, it came out really nice. I ended up selling this one for $18,000. So that was like the biggest come up I had. I bought it, like I said, I bought the truck for like $3,000. I put $1,000 into paint and body, and another like couple $200, I guess, into like the interior and stuff. And obviously paint and body includes the drop kit and wheels. And so after that, like, I was just like, oh my gosh, like I like tripled my money, like more than tripled. I don't even know how much I did, but like I went from having 4,500 to having 18,000 in like less than a couple months, which was crazy. So I was like, okay, like there is some money to be made in these trucks. So after I sold that one, I was just sitting on $18,000, and I was like, okay, like I need to like double my money, because like obviously like I want to buy cars that I want, and I want to like get a house and stuff like that, and you know. So I was on Marketplace, OfferUp, and everything, searching for like the perfect truck, and I came across this 87 R10. It was a beautiful truck, California truck, zero rust. It had a bunch of stuff done to it, new motor, freaking everything. And the dude had it listed for $12,000, and I was like, why is it so cheap? Like, I don't understand why it's so cheap. Something's got to be wrong with it. But whatever. I drove 3 hours to go look at it, cash in hand or whatever. Drove it around, looked at it, and I could not find anything wrong with this truck. And I told the dude, why are you selling it for $12,000? Like, that's very cheap. And he was just like, I'm ready to get rid of it, man. And like all the people that like hit me up for this truck, like they'll either like flake or they'll offer me like $5,000 for it. So I don't like want to just sell it to them and have them flip it, you know? So like, you look like you're very you're young, you want to make money, you're very enthusiastic about these trucks. And like honestly, like $12,000 was like, I would hope to get it, but dude, like for you, I'll give it to you for $9,000. And I was like, whoa, like $12,000 was already cheap. Like $9,000, take the cash, take my money. I drove this thing home 3 hours, AC blasting and everything, music blasting, and it was probably top 3 trucks I've ever had. I literally, all I did was drop it, put some wheels on it. So I like bought it for $9,000, obviously. I still have $9,000 sitting. So I dropped it on some wheels, and I think I was into this truck like $11,000 after all that, and I ended up selling it for $20,000. So here I am now. I have $29,000 in the bank, where I literally just started with like money from financial aid, which was $1,500, which is crazy. Like you could move your way up with just $1,000, honestly. So okay, I sold it. I've got no projects left. My brother hits me up. He's like, hey, I want to do what you're doing. I want to like start selling trucks. So we were looking around and we found this 77 like project truck that wasn't running. And I told him, I was like, well, we could pick up a easy 350, swap it in there, and post it up for sale, honestly. So that's what we did. And I think we bought this truck for $3,000 too. And it was just a complete mess. Like, we were told it was rust free, the sunroof worked and everything, and like everything. No, I poked around, it had a bunch of rust. The sunroof leaked. The transmission was shot, so it wouldn't even run. Once I bought that motor and I installed it in there, it wouldn't even run. And so me and my brother were just talking. We were like, dude, like, I don't want you to like take a loss on this truck, but I don't want to keep dumping money into it. And so let's just post it up for sale and see if someone takes it as is without like running and driving on the highway. We posted it up for sale, and we had this truck up for sale for like a while, but eventually we ended up selling it for $5,500, I think, which is not much of a profit to me. But my brother, obviously that's his first flip, so that counts for him as a profit, which is good. And so once we sold that, obviously like I still had some money in the bank, and I found 2 trucks in the same weekend in Phoenix, which is 3 hours from us. And I told my brother, I was like, hey, let's go rent a U-Haul. I carry a truck on a trailer and you drive the other truck home. So we went to Phoenix and we picked up this 84 K5, first of all. And this thing was beautiful, ran and drive. This is the one we drove back, actually. It ran and drive perfectly. Like, the interior was a little bit beat up, but like for a K5, like this thing was amazing. And I remember just being in love with it. I really wanted a 4x4 truck that would go off-roading, and this thing was amazing. And then while we were up there, there was this 77 blue stepside that I found, and it was just beautiful. And so this one was the one that we took on the trailer. We ended up taking both of them home that day, and I think it was like $10,000 for both of them. So I was like, okay, like I spent $20,000 on a weekend. I've got some money to play around with to like make these things look good. I finished the 84 K5 first because it didn't really need much, and I had it up for sale for like the longest time, and like I couldn't sell it. I was like, is the Blazer market different than like the C10 market? Because I cannot sell this truck. Like, what's wrong with it? Like, the paint is beautiful, trim, wheels, everything. I couldn't sell it, and I was just getting annoyed with it. So I was like, okay, whatever. So I started working on the 77 step side. I ended up lowering it, buying an engine dress-up kit, wheels, 22-inch wheels. Like, this is probably like the most beautiful truck I've ever built. Coming in close second is obviously that 87 that I bought for $9,000, but this is number one most beautiful truck I've ever built. And so I'm over here trying to finish this up, and I obviously can't sell the 84 K5, the Blazer. So someone hits me up and they're like, hey, I've got a 78 C10 for sale, and I'd be willing to trade you just straight up for the Blazer because that's the same Blazer like I had when I was younger. And so I made a deal because I couldn't get rid of it. I couldn't get cash. So I was like, maybe for the 78 truck, I'll be able to get some cash for it. So we did that trade. I met them in Benson, which was about 20 hours from me. 20 minutes from me, 20 minutes from them, which was halfway. So we met there. We did the swap and everything. I drove the 78 home, and it drove amazing with AC and everything. So I just did some aesthetics to that. I polished the paint, interior, and everything, and I ended up posting it for sale. I think I was into like the K5 $10,000, and I posted the 78 for sale for 15, and I wasn't getting much offers, but there was this one offer that I got for, I believe, 13. So I was like, you know what, like I won't be able to sell it for my full price, so you know what, take it, 13,000, and I'm making a 3,000 profit. Okay, cool. So that's what I did. And so now I'm just sitting on the 77 blue step side, the most beautiful truck that I've ever owned, and I've got it up for sale. I cannot seem to sell this truck. Like, it's got retro sound stereo, it's got 22-inch wheels, like US mags, new tires, new bumpers, engine dress-up kit, the new interior, new wood in the bed, new paint. It's got everything. The underbody is coated, no rust or anything, and it's just beautiful, and I can't sell it. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, like I'm about like 15,000 into this truck right now because I wanted to put like the best wheels, the best parts, everything, because it's a beautiful truck, and I wanted to sell it for like 30,000. I can't sell it. And so my buddy hits me up. He's like, hey, I've got a set of wheels that I would like to try on your truck that I can't sell these wheels, but I think it'd look good on your truck, and I'll post it up on sale. I'll post it for sale on my page. He owns Hot Rods and Customs by Jack, by the way, so make sure to give him a follow on Instagram. I'll post his link in the description of this video. But yeah, so like I hit him up, like we go to the shop or whatever, because he's actually got a shop. I work just out of my like backyard. We go to the shop, we like swap the wheels on. He posted for sale. Sure enough, he gets an offer for like 22 grand with his wheels, and he's like, nah, like my wheels are worth more, but like I'll give it to you for 22 grand off of his wheels, the ones that I put on there. And sure enough, they took it like that. So that thing gets sold. And that's pretty much all the trucks that I've owned, which is a total of 10 trucks, which is a lot to me. I never really like took the time to like step back and count them, but it really was a lot of trucks. And I'm still trying to like flip more because, like I said, I'm trying to make some money. I'm trying to buy some cars that I want. I actually use some of the funds that I've been collecting over the years from some of these trucks to buy a Corvette, which is what I drive right now. It's my daily driver, C6 Corvette, 2007 with the LS2. Amazing daily driver. And so my plan right now is to like buy some more cheap trucks and flip them, and hopefully one day get a house and buy another one of my dream cars is a R32 Skyline. So I'm looking for that right now as well. But yeah, those are my trucks. So make sure to like subscribe, like this video, drop a comment on which one's your most favorite truck. Like these trucks are only going to get better and better the more that I learn about them. So make sure to give me a subscribe. Make sure to subscribe. I mean, not give me a subscribe. Make sure to subscribe so you guys can see like all the cool builds that I'm building right now. And I'm obviously like subscribe to my brother's page too. He builds trucks with me, but he's mostly into like the racing stuff. He's got a Dodge Charger. I got to race him one of these days with my Corvette, show him who's boss, because obviously GM runs the country. So, but yeah, I appreciate you guys for making it to this part of the video. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button.